Yes, JB, we're back. Celtic are back, and it's -9. And we're piling on the agony.
Oh, we're piling on the agony and pouring on the style. As 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 scoring all the while. You'll never seen such football if you travel 1,000 miles. Oh, watching Glasgow Celtic pouring on the style. Good evening, my man.
That's you, by the way. That's the X Factor Christmas single that doesn't happen anymore, and you've got it.
Absolutely. Hopefully we're going to #1, mate. But hopefully the listeners are get voting for us, know what I mean?
Like you says, mate, piling on the agony, 4-0 victory against Aberdeen. A lot of people
I can't believe I never messed up my hair there, to be honest.
A lot of people were expecting a tough game. I don't think many were expecting a tough game, to be honest with you. His Hibs are not in good form. I know Lee Johnson did say before the game I didn't want to get embarrassed in front of the Sky cameras, so they had to put a good performance on. Obviously, the last game, I think it was 6-1 at Celtic Park, so they had to kind of prove something. They did start well in the first 10-15 minutes, but apart from that, mate, it was sheer domination, to be honest with you, mate. I don't think Celtic really, in my opinion, didn't really come out of second gear. I thought we were very good in parts of the game. I didn't think we had to be anything special because Hibs, really, apart from the first 10-15 minutes, didn't really do much at all. They tried and huffed and puffed, but thought we were too good, mate. But hope you had a good Christmas, mate, and enjoyed the game last night.
Yes, I did, mate. Obviously, same to yourself. I was on my bar on Monday night. And obviously, you were too busy hungover lying in your pit, mate. Do you know what I mean? Some of us were hard at it. But no, it was a good Christmas, mate. Good time with the family. It was nice to spend it. The veins are getting bigger now, so it's starting to kind of hit home a wee bit more with the two of them. You know, my daughter, she's 3 in March, and my wee boy turns 5 next July. So, especially the wee man, he's starting to get what it's all about now. And I mean, the excitement after the wee man was at the end of November. Do you know what I mean? Like, not even into December. And then obviously we hadn't even hit Advent yet, man, and we've made 2 signings at Celtic, do you know what I mean? So it was all good all round, mate. But no, last night was just a training game, wasn't it, really? It was it's night and day for the second half performance of the Livy game, just the other week there. And then obviously what Ange says at the end of the Livy game has obviously got through to the dressing room because they have certainly responded in abundance with that. Kyogo, he just looks like a man possessed now. You've got emergency guys like Aaron Moy and people like Maeda now flying, Ryan. It was a breath of fresh air watching that last night. I thought our football was really good. Started off a wee bit sort of shaky. Mm-hmm. We were a wee bit kind of started off a wee bit. Took us a wee bit of time to get into the game. I thought the first 10 minutes, especially, they kind of caught us cold. Obviously, they scored, then the goal was offside. I think they hit the post as well within that period of time. So we didn't start to, but once we started getting players like Moy and McGregor on the ball, and obviously I want to touch on Moy then because me and you spoke about him at the beginning of the season, and
he's there.
His fans moaning, there he's there. Absolutely tremendous player, man, quality. The guy is just sheer quality. He oozes class, in my opinion, right? I think he's, for a Bosman signing, that is unbelievable business. And I've got to highly recommend Ange Postecoglou for that as well. The way he's been that effective in the transfer market for us has been absolutely nothing short of a miracle, in all honesty, mate. But great result, Ryan. Obviously, we'll get into it as we go, mate. But so many good performances for certain individuals last night, including Aaron Moy.
Like you mentioned, the man there himself, Aaron Moy. We did speak about him quite heavily when he signed, and we did say, but me personally anyway, that I didn't see the reason why people were really criticising the signing. Like you say, mate, he played at the top level down south, and he was actually one of Brighton's and Huddersfield's best players when he played for them. He always just about plays for Australia when the big games become calling. You see him in the World Cup. I think because he played with a team, sorry. I think because he played in China, I think people, I don't know about this, why he went to China. Obviously, he went for the money. Let's be fair. I would. If you're getting crazy money thrown at you and you're only maybe 29, 30, why not? Because that could basically make you the rest of your days.
Yep.
Football and the rest of your days, no need to do anything else. So you need to think about that as well. He's came to Celtic. Basically, a few of the fans were, I tend to call them boo boys. A few of the boo boys that just like to boo any signing we make, or every signing's a gamble. We know that. But if you do your research into players and you do your due diligence into their stats and the way they play, I know people say YouTube only show you the good bits, but if you actually look at, go and do research. If you need to go and pay for stuff, go and pay for it to actually see how good guys can be. Stats these days tell you a lot of things, but I'm more visual than anything else. I like to look at players visually.
Yep.
Maybe somebody who I can maybe say, again, I'm not his greatest fan as a Celtic player, but his accolades tell me differently, i.e. James Forrest, right? If you look at James Forrest in the last 2 to 3 years, visually, he's not been impressive. So for me, that's how I was like, why did we sign him a new deal? But his stats and his accolades kind of tell you otherwise. So obviously his stats the year or two before didn't really play much. But before that, you can maybe say, I understand why he's got a new deal. But I'm more visually than anything else. I know stats is taking other game, JP, and we've spoken about that quite a lot in this. If you do look at stats, it does give you a bit of a different opinion on players. But visually, Aaron Mooy's always been a very good player, and then now he's getting fit. You can see that he's very good in the ball. He's calm, he's collective, very good at passing the ball. His distribution is very good. He might lack a bit of pace, but what he lacks in pace, he's got it up there. He's very intelligent in his football brain, and he might not be a starter every week, but he's good enough to come in and do the job like he's done the last night in the game before. He's adding a few goals his game now, so like you says, mate, I'll let you finish on Aaron Mooy, mate, but for me, mate, he's got every shout to play, and it's Monday now. Before last night, would I say Mooy would play Monday? No, I'd probably say Hatate, O'Reilly and McGregor would win your front three, your middle three, sorry. But I think now if Juranovic is going to hopefully be fit, in my opinion, I think Juranovic should play, but we'll leave that for more into details as we go along. I think Aaron Mooy's definitely in with a shout for Monday, and I think overall, mate, I think for me, his signing's been very much justified.
You still pissed for the Christmas period there, mate, aye? Hope that's no Voddy and Red Bull you've got in that bottle there.
No. That Red Bull. No, it's that new Prime I'm getting, by the way.
Oh, is that new Prime, aye?
See, if you're queuing up for Prime, by the way, you need to get a life, man. Oh, come on.
I know.
Yes.
People that don't even shop now, they were battering one another in the shop today.
I need my Prime.
We'll talk about the man here himself again, Aaron Mooy. Absolutely a breath of fresh air, Ryan. I think the signing's been unbelievable. Even you could see the player in him even when he was half fit before he got himself fit, and obviously he went to the World Cup, and I thought he was absolutely tremendous. I thought he was a breath of fresh air for Australia. I know they get gubbed their first game against France. He was a standout performer in that game for them, along with the big boy Harry Souttar. I thought the two of them were absolutely tremendous. Aaron Mooy then went on and they obviously got out their group and qualified to the next stage. And his level of performances just kept rising and rising and rising and rising. And I thought, right, this guy's obviously showed something a wee bit different than maybe what we've saw yet at Celtic Park or for Celtic at all. But anytime he's played in the Celtic first team, if he's been brought in, I think he's been absolutely tremendous, Ryan. I think he's showed up really well. And his last two performances, especially Saturday and last night, it was absolutely different class, mate. So I just want to obviously give him a big mention tonight. First of all, before we go any further, everyone at the Celtic Unrestricted View would like to send out our dearest condolences to this man here, Pelly. A footballing icon and a pioneer of basically what success in football can actually bring to you. I think he's still the youngest ever to play for his national team. I think he still holds that record. He was age 15 when he made his debut for Brazil. Just an unbelievable. I never got to see him, so I'm only hearing stories of my dad, who's seen him quite a couple of times in the flesh at Hampden, playing for him. And I found this other wee kind of cheeky number for his Ryan as well to show that he obviously knows quality when he sees it, mate, in terms of his football teams. So a nice wee tribute to the man himself, and obviously deepest condolences to his family and thoughts go there, his family and friends and everyone connected with him. But more to the Celts, mate. Let's have a wee look at the stats. You mentioned that a wee minute ago, Ryan, in terms of the outgoings of the stats. So as we can see, we had 70% possession to Hibs' 30. We had 20 goal attempts. Shots at goal was 71. Shots off goal were 83. That's just taking candy for wins, mate. Honestly, that's... And we spoke about it off this. That we never even get out of second gear.
No.
We didn't break sweat last night. And we done it effortlessly. So, in my opinion, it was a tremendous performance all round with the boys. And they were obviously well drilled in every part of the system to what Ange was required of them. And to go to the capital and perform the way we did, I think that's commendable, mate, and coming away 4-0 winners. Because going to Edinburgh is no an easy place to go, where you've got to Tynecastle or Easter Road, mate. You know that yourself.
No, it's no 9 times out of 10, it's a hard place to go to. Probably more Tynecastle and Easter Road, but you always get tough games. One or two wee comments, mate, for YouTube. Frank, Moyes critics are raging. A lot
I would say so.
I would say so, Frank. But again, listen, we're all fans, Frank. We've all got opinions. Some are right, some are wrong, some are just ludicrous, but that's why we're fans, and that's why we pay our money to say the opinions. If it's wrong, in our opinion, it's right. I might not say everything that's spot on. JP, Jason, Barry, whoever's on, we're just fans putting our thoughts out there. I do agree in a way, Frank, that we do get things wrong. That maybe Greg Taylor, I slaughtered him to the hilt. But at the time, I thought it was justified because at the time it wasn't good enough. But guys can get better, and he's got better. And I'm 100% sitting here praising him now because he has been brilliant. But there's a difference between commenting on what you've seen, and the difference is between at the time guys have played football, and you look at the play with Celtic, and everybody's saying he's not doing it now, he's not good enough. But there's saying that as an opinion is something you've already seen, but then making massive judgments on somebody you've not seen before playing for your team, it's hard. You can't judge that. And I think some of the opinions on Moy were a bit wild when he came. Some of the comments when they signed was like, why are we signing him? And I'm like, you need to trust the manager on this one. The manager knows him. Mm-hmm. Same with 2 or 3 signings he signed before. I guarantee you guys were thinking, why are we signing guys for Japan? Why are we signing guys for that league? Mm-hmm. But no, as soon as we're linked with somebody for Japan, get him signed. He's a belter. Even before even looking at him now, just because you trust the manager that he's going to sign a very good player. I'm agreeing with JP. I think he's very, very good. And I'm glad now that he's not. I want to say that he's shutting people up, but he's just kind of proven his signing has been very good. And like you say, mate, as well, another guy who I mentioned is Maeda. Thought it was superb last night. Didn't stop winning all game. He was involved in a lot of things on that side. He missed, see the thing as well, he scored an absolute belter and he missed 2 or 3 chances. I know he could get a 3 or 4 last. The one obviously doing with the header, I thought he could have hit it with his right or left foot, but I think he maybe misjudged it and he had to go down and get the header. But
yeah,
his JP and last night, mate, I was really impressed the way we first 5 or 10 minutes, like you say, is a wee bit shaky, we're a wee bit no on nerve, but Hibs kind of threw it as the last came it as the first 5 or 10 minutes, and you're thinking, right, don't concede here, just see this out, and then like I say, sure, I fair, mate. Once we get the first goal, for me, the game is finished. Game is done. Hibs are never going to come back and score. They didn't really get a chance after that. I think they got a wee sniff the last minute or so, but apart from that, there was nothing in the game for Hibs. One wee bit I want to comment on is Lee Johnson, mate. I don't know what you think what he says. I think I don't know if you've actually seen it or no, mate, but his press conference after the game, and he's basically saying, I think maybe what he says is, I think he's took it a tiny bit too far, but I do get what he's saying. He says, like, we're near Man City, well, not near Man City, but basically we're a top team. And he says, I've managed down south and been in the Premier League, and I've not seen a lot of teams like Celtic, even in the league, which he's David Martindale did praises. He did praises recently, but so first I really had a manager really praising Celtic in a way where it's been kind of a breath of fresh air. Don't know what you thought of it, mate, but I actually like Lee Johnson. I think he talks very well. He's just, and I agree with what he says. I've got basically 3 squads here for 3 managers that I've need to rebuild, and I think in the summer he's signed a lot of boys. He's going to take a lot of time to get that team sorted. It took Ange 6 months to 8 months to really get the Celtic team properly sorted. Because up to Christmas time, like you says, mate, he was sacked by Christmas. So, and then look at him now. They're talking about him going for trebles and doubles and everything else. Obviously, some of the fans, we were saying maybe he got a treble this year, a double. Obviously, is the bread and butter. Win the league first, and then, well, let's win this cup first, and then you go in the league and whatever else. But you just want your bread and butter's league. But for me, I like Lee Johnson. I think he talks very well. I didn't agree with him putting Ian McGeady on with 4-0. I thought that was a bit shit, but I'm not the manager. But I agree with what Lee Johnson says. I think it's actually very good, mate, that a manager's actually giving you a bit of praise. Maybe outside of Celtic and Rangers, a lot of fans want to comment on Celtic and Rangers.
Excuse me.
But for the first time in a long time, JP, I think we're starting to get a lot of praise now. Won the Invincibles, we've won 4 trebles, which did happen, by the way. We won a league undefeated, no losses, nothing. Brilliant. Just amazing. 4 trebles, probably never happen again. If we did do the fucking ultimate 5th treble in how many years, fucking 7 years or something, whatever it is, that would be unbelievable. That would be exciting. But again, that's well in the future. You need to get this game on Monday away as well. But overall, mate, I was really impressed with Lee Johnson's his press conference after the game. I like the fact he gave his praise, because not a lot of managers actually do come out and say what they feel. They kind of don't really say it in the public eye. And I did like what he says, mate. And it's actually, as a breath of fresh air, mate, that we're getting a bit of praise off other managers. So that's again their colleagues, i.e. Ange. By the way, what a job you're doing. And I do like that. And I think you should happen a bit more, because I think it will bring something to the game that we've no got.
Yeah, definitely, mate. I think he's a guy that speaks very well into Lee Johnson. I think he's quite honest in what he says. He sees the game a different way for other managers. Some managers will stay in their wee sort of deluded bubble. Like, you're hearing the nonsense that you've got David Martindale talking about Jason Holtz wasn't a red card, and it's just blew up in his face now because they've now decided that they're not rescinding his red card, and obviously they've lost their appeal. Last night, Scott Pittman gets sent off. Now, I've never seen that. But just the way they've now appealed that as well. So, rather than just take sending off and talk to your players about discipline, why would you not rather do that than sit on press conferences and spout stuff about, oh, that's not a red card, I don't think that was a sending off. Just be honest, say what you see. As old Roy Walker used to say on catchphrase. Just say what you see. You can't fabricate something and make something happen that didn't happen in that moment. So, say it the way you see it. I liked his comments before the game. What was it he says? Try to stop Celtic like a Ferrari a Fiat Punto try to catch a Ferrari or something like that, he says.
Aye.
Now, people are going like that. Why is he saying that? That's dead negative and he's now threw his team under a bus. He's not. He's just being honest. He's only being honest about where we are and where they are as clubs.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I mean, the last game when we took 6 off him at Celtic Park, we've scored 10 goals against them in 2 games. We've had 1 reply. The last game at Celtic Park, so it shows you that's not a fluke, right? The last game at Celtic Park, after that, he was talking about the Japanese guys we've got in the squad, the players, Kyogo, Maeda, Hatate, and he was sitting wanting his players to go and have a chat with him about how they move, what do you do to train, what do you do, what do you eat, what's your preparation like in the morning. That's a big compliment, right? That's no... I know people are probably going, why is he spouting that? We were having a laugh about it and having a wee joke because he was sitting there with his rodeo jacket on, do you know what I mean? And I'm surprised he never wore that last night because he normally dresses for the occasion, didn't he? But I was a bit disappointed that he didn't have that on. Because, I mean, let's face it, he looked like something like Brokeback Mountain, didn't he? When he was sitting there like that, he was sitting in that dugout with that on. No, as I say, but last night I thought he was brilliant. I thought his post-match analysation of the game was spot on. You can't, like I say, you can't make it up. You can't say something is something if it's no. Well, you can if you're like I say, you're sitting in your wee deluded bubble. Many managers have we seen in the league 30 years come away with stuff and say that in terms of well, I mean, look at Pedro Caixinha. He's talking about dogs barking and caravans moving and some of the things that guy used to come away with. I know, there you go. By the way, there's more than a few of them like that, mate, I'll tell you. And that's probably the poster campaign for Monday. I'd imagine that's a poster campaign for some of them on Monday. No, as I said, Ryan, it's in terms of Lee Johnson, mate, I thought he spoke very, very well last night. And he's only, like I say, he's only being honest. He's only saying the way he sees the game. And you mentioned earlier as well about Maeda. He's been outstanding the last 2 games and looks a yard or 2 sharper than what he did before the break. He looks more switched on. Now, I don't know if it's behind the scenes work with Harry Kewell, because see all the wingers, right? See if we've come back off the break, maybe minus Jota, right? Because obviously something must be underlying with Jota.
He's not been well.
Maybe a wee niggle, or he's, Haskabanovic is the same. We're hearing last night as well, he's got another foot injury, or maybe it's the same foot injury, he's just not been able to heal it and been given the appropriate rest time. But you would think 5 weeks after World Cup, his fit would have got a bit better.
Mm-hmm.
But I know it's a game of football, and I know players pick up injuries as they go. But you just don't want the same guys breaking down with the same injuries. You don't want that to start to become a thing, because then you start looking to the medical team and saying, right, what are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what's not happening there? Why are you telling me he's ready to play and then he's coming in and breaking down after 2 days of training and one game after it? So, and then obviously, but all the way up, look at Abada. Look at how direct and aggressive he's became. Now, Abada before, Ryan, would probably pass the ball or go inside with the ball. Now he's just eliminating people and gone.
Mm-hmm.
It's night and day with him now. He looks as if he's a yard or 2 sharper in his sprint acceleration speed. Now, I don't know if that's something he's been working on. Again, is it possibly Harry Kewell's maybe taking these guys aside and giving them training sessions 1-on-1? Then you look at Hatate. His game awareness has become better. He's tactically aware. He's moved him into right back now, and he looks as if he's played there for the last 20 years.
Brilliant.
Absolutely superb, mate. We're playing boys out for the 6-yard box. They're pressing on us, and we're playing the ball in about them. Calm and composed. Now, Hatate made a mistake last night. It was in the first half. He gave a ball away with a shy, throw in.
Aye.
He took another shy, and he never done the same thing again. But the thing is, you see when any of them make mistakes, they want the ball. They want it back. And that's been embedded into them now. It's been programmed into them with the manager. take the ball under pressure and play. Doesn't matter. We'll find our feet. We'll find our passes. And that happened last night after 10 minutes. We just took the game in the scruff of the neck. And obviously the rest is history, as I say. But in terms of Lee Johnson, mate, I think he speaks very well. And I would like to see Hibs get a bit better in terms of give him another cut of transfer windows and let him try and grow under him, because I think he's getting the right idea and he sees the game properly. And I think you can see spells of their game that they try and play, but they've not got the manpower to play against a team like us. Maybe the rest of the league, they might get a bit of joy, mate, against Hearts, who knows? But the rest of the league, I've got no doubts Hibs will. I mean, they took 4 off Livingston there at the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So I've no doubts, mate, that they could finish quite high up in the league this season if they get their act together. Get him some players in January. Get rid of guys that maybe are letting them down, or guys that are not performing. And then obviously we'll wait and see what happens. But I do think he speaks very well, right?
No, I agree with you in terms of some of his analogies he was using. Like you say, he can't come out and say Celtic are like this and we're this. He's got to say certain things to know, like you say, slaughter his team. He's no slaughtering his team. He's being honest. Mm-hmm. He's just saying we need to come up with a tactic to try and stop Celtic, but it's very hard to stop Celtic when they're at full pelt. And I didn't think we were at full pelt yesterday. That's the scary thing for me and the rest of the league. I don't think, apart from, I'll say, just for right now, for my own recollection, I'll say 3 games where I've come away and thought, wow, we were good. It was a 9-0 against United in the Rangers game and the Real game, even though we get beat. I thought we get Real Madrid. We get beat, but that was their class. Even after that game, I thought, right, we might do something in this. And it was a wee bit of I don't know if it's me maybe been deluded, I don't know. But I thought, by the way, if we can take that to Madrid, right, let's see what else we can do. But obviously, it fizzed out. But maybe
we done something, we got eliminated at the first hurdle. No, I'm only joking, but I know what you mean. Because we played, I mean, every one of the games, Ryan, we played good football in them all. There was wee moments where it was lack of goals again. So it was down to their lack of finishing, no taking more chances, because, by the way, we had enough chances to probably come second in the group. So if we'd have scored all 8 goals, then I reckon that would have been a completely different outcome for us. But I know what you mean in terms of the frustration.
I do agree with you. But again, I think Lee Johnson, he got a bit of slack because he was getting Celtic praise. But I like, see, even if Rangers beat Hibs 5-0, come out and say, by the way, they're levels above us. Just be honest, like he says, you're no down on your players. You're just saying, look, we're playing against a better team. Simple as that.
I think he goes into training with the last shoe and rounds up with trips. That's that cattle out for the day.
But I do believe last night was a very, very good performance in terms of obviously before the game on Monday, you've got to go in with 9 points. Obviously, with time that happens in another game, but we only focus on us because your 9 points clear, and as long as we win games, then it doesn't matter what happens on the other side of the road. So, but like you said, Maeda, mate, I think maybe confidence as well from the World Cup. That's helped him as well. Like you says, he's definitely improved his game. Abada, again, he looks direct, he looks quicker with the ball with his feet. Haskebanovic, when he's fit, again, I really like him. I think he's a very, very highly promising player. And another wee comment as well for Frank, JP, thought Starfelt was outstanding. Me personally, Frank,
I never mentioned him, Frank, because he gives you the same thing every week. So that's why I never said anything, because it's, in my opinion, it's not any different to what we've become accustomed to with Starfelt. So
the two of them are very good, but apart from the 5 or 10 minutes at the start, there wasn't really much for them to get involved in. But just the way they cover each other, the way they set about on the park, I just think that, again, people might shoot me down here, but in terms of partnerships, in my opinion, are probably the best is Van Dijk and Denier. I can't think anybody that's been better than since then. Even with Rodgers, Kolo Toure, Simonovic, Shevchenko, guys like that, they were good, but they weren't Carter Vickers.
They weren't as regular as what they two have been, no.
When they two play...
Oh yeah, that was good, I know.
To be fair, I like Boyata, right? I thought he did make some silly mistakes, but he was one of the better defenders we've had in recent times, I would say.
Big Effie.
Big Effie, aye. God bless him, man. He tried his best, but let's be fair, man, he was involved in that famous victory, wasn't he? So he's always got that on his CV.
I mean, Big Kelvin Wilson, the two of them in the centre half, Celtic.
Another one, Big Kelvin, I thought he was solid as well. I loved the big guy. I really did rate Kelvin.
Well, aye, so did I. He was just a no-nonsense type of defender. He gave his heart and soul every week when he played with his jersey. And he was a grafter for us.
Starfelt Vickers, for me, I think they'll be vital again. But not really want to talk about too much on Monday. We'll have a wee chat about it briefly, JP, but that's for obviously another podcast. But they two, for me, have been solid, and I just can't see a lot of teams scoring against us. I know we've scored, not really scoring against us, but beating us. We've not had the best of clean sheets one recently in the league. Last night, 4 goals, clean sheet. Can't argue about really anything. And like the manager says as well, that we just keep going. That's us. Another game done on Monday. For me, I don't really see us under Ange really hyping this game up Monday. I think it's just be right. Like another guy we've spoke about, JJ. Just play that we're playing Hibs. Or we're playing Aberdeen. That's the mindset. Button there, sorry. Ojanovic, mate, again, he's obviously back in contention to play. He was fit enough to be on the bench, where no, he was just there just in case there was an injury to Hatate or whatever, but it was good to see him back. Again, I don't really want to talk about Monday too much because obviously we'll speak about it, but it's just good to have him back in the team. Where no, he goes in January, it's another question, but it's good to see him back. Obviously, in his interview, I thought his interview was very good, mate. Doesn't look like a guy that's fucking begging to go. He was talking about the club and it's good for the club, it's good for this, it's good for that. So for me, it's no a guy, it's no creaming out him that he's, hi, I'm off. You know what I mean? I don't think, me personally, JP, you can maybe tell me I'm wrong. I don't think he'd have sat down in an interview if he thought that, Barry, I'm off. Well, right now, I'm not seeing 2 days' time, I'm away. I don't think he'd have sat in an interview with somebody knowing that he's away. I don't think that would have been ideal at all. So, when he says, I think for me, play him on Monday, and then if you go and win the game and you go 12 points clear, right, cheer on you. That's you done. Just you've got to basically clear in the league, enjoy the rest of your career somewhere else if that is the case. But it's good to see him back in the squad, mate.
Aye, definitely. That was a wee breath of fresh air. That wee interview that Celtic released today, wasn't it? Obviously, like I says, and I put it on Twitter today. I says what an achievement it is just to get to the World Cup itself, but to even go and get a medal is just something about like some people's wildest dreams. Do you know what I mean? It's absolutely incredible. And aye, as I say, it was a great achievement for them. Like I say, that's the last 2 World Cups now. They've finished second, finished third. And it's been absolutely brilliant. They're a small nation as well. They're not exactly a big country. They're a hard battling team, very good. I think they negotiate up nearly every penalty shootout they come up against. That's about 6 penalty shootouts for the last 2 World Cups they've won, which is absolutely frightening. He was one of the standout performers in that World Cup. You know, you're in a team with guys like Perisic, Modric, not Rakitic, but he's played with him as well. Guys like Kramaric, who have all played at right high levels and decent levels throughout their careers. So it was a nice wee interview, and obviously it was a guy that was so calm and composed, and so I think he was so happy to be back as well. And just hope you'd put another pound coin in your meter there, mate. You looked as if you'd begin to cut out your writer.
Aye, it's just a wee technical difficulty.
Just update that there with a wee cut of euro in a meter.
Be a wee bit of €5 on my phone.
€5. We still got them left from Madrid.
Aye. No, I agree with you, mate. Again, I think he's, as long as he's here, mate, I'm happy to have him. As long as he's still here, then he's still, for me, I know Johnson's still to come in, but I still see him as a right back until maybe he goes, because obviously Johnson's, but we all know that he's no signed to really play Johnson. He's come in to play some part, i.e., if it's to be beside Tijanovic or if it's to be the number one when he goes. So,
I think you won it. I think you won the squad Monday.
I think about. I mean, do you know what? I think it will be because obviously Ralston's no anywhere near it.
You've got Kobayashi available as well.
Aye, so you've got that's nice. I don't think he'll play. I think.
No, but I'm just saying, it's just such a boost to the squad having two new faces and about the numbers.
That's what I'm saying. We're putting guys in who have been here for weeks already, acclimatising at the club, and they're talking about free transfers and guys to Scotland and all that. And for me, it's a different world we're in now in terms of scouting and we've got loads of scouts. I don't think some fans don't actually realise how many scouts we've got about and all the balls at the moment. So many scouts in the markets that we've spoke about before. So,
yep.
But I own last night again another guy who's been having a lot of talk about recently, Kyogo. Another goal as well, fantastic finish. I thought his movement all over the park was fantastic. He didn't really have a chance, apart from his goal. He didn't really have a sniff because the ball just wasn't going to him. There was balls going close to box and they were going to Maeda, they were going to Abada. There was nothing really for Kyogo to really hit last night apart from his goal. He done nothing but get more chances. Obviously as well, Giakoumakis came on. You can see he's not happy. We've known that. There's more rumours circling today that they think he's going to go in January. If that's the case, like I says, if he does go in January, he's been brilliant since he's come in. He's scored a lot of goals. He's been very valuable, in my opinion, to the team because without goals, you don't win games. So his goals have been very, very powerful to what we're trying to achieve. And if he does go in January or the summer, for me, he leaves with his best wishes, for my best wishes as well. I don't see any kind of bad vibe towards him or nothing. Like I think I said to you today in the chat as well, in the group chat, that if he thinks he deserves more, if he's maybe been told by somebody, listen, maybe can get more, and he feels that and he's not getting it, then he's every right to go and maybe, do you know what, right, I'll try somewhere else. We all know if it's me and you, JP, you're happy at Celtic. But like I say to you personally, mate, you're only unhappy if somebody says something to you or somebody taps you up. I believe Janovic in the summer has been spoke to, and then before the World Cup, he's been spoke to, either his agents just said something in his ear or something's happened, because unless you're tapped up or told something, why would your mind just all of a sudden change? You're in the Champions League, you've just won the league, you're playing with very good players under an elite manager. It might not be the best of leagues. So why would you all of a sudden go, do you know what? I want to move now. Yeah. I know you did say when he came in that he didn't really say in exact words that it was a stepping stone, but we all know Celtic is a wee bit of a stepping stone. We don't want to admit that, but we kind of are in terms of the league, because the league's, I don't want to say the league's shit, but compared to your top leagues, it's not the same standard. And we all know that. So that's no any fucking great news to us. Or that's just what it is. But mate, I do think that will get sorted soon, i.e. after the Rangers game or in a few weeks' time. But I do believe that there's no question that he's the main man, Kyogo. There's no question. It's just people's argument for me is, should Giakoumakis should he be playing more? Maybe, but when you look at the way Kyogo's playing, you can't really question the manager. I think it says 14 or 13 goals in 17 games. I think it's 14 to 17. And that's him not really playing well. He's missed the odd game through injury, etc. So can't really criticise Kyogo. Giakoumakis, when he does start, he does do well. He has scored goals. The last few weeks, if people were talking about Giakoumakis, if all this media hype wasn't involved, and there was no contract talk stalling. For me, I'd maybe start him on Monday, because the last game he had at Celtic Park when he started, he ran him ragged, he bullied them, he was brilliant, but no, there's no question he's a sub, or he might name in the squad, depending on what's happened in the next few days. He's definitely starting. It's Kyle starting 100%. So I think a few things in the next few weeks, JPO in terms of transfers, I think either Juranovic or Giacomakis or incoming Ingoms, I think they'll get kind of fixed before the end of the window. I think if it's going to get done, I think they might get done early doors so we can get guys in, and obviously the money balance with the books.
Yeah, definitely. How do I follow that, man? I mean, that's fucking Andy Gray. He's best there, man. That's just unbelievable, that. Come up for air and leave room for everybody else, will you, please? That's just... you're the only guy that can get my mind to go wandering elsewhere. Seriously. Just another wee comment for Frank here. We've lost one game in a calendar year. And guess what? Carter Vickers and Starfelt weren't playing. Frightening. Absolutely frightening. We also have another wee kind of start. Celtic are unbeaten in 58 Scottish Premiership games played in midweek. A record stretching back to May 2016.
No bad, huh?
It's not bad. And yet people say we're a team with problems. I never know you're laughing. Because
imploding.
It's absolutely frightening. It's frightening. We're a team with problems, but yet we've got all these stats to our names. You know, this isn't stuff. It's just all fabricated just for in the moment. Obviously, people just let the other people talk. Do you know what I mean? It's the media give us a bashing at the first turn and any chance they get, but yet we had all these mad records. It's phenomenal. It's absolutely phenomenal, mate. In terms of getting back to the Juranovic thing, if there's any hint of him wanting away, I think he will be moved onto the bench and Alistair Johnson will be brought into the team. That's my point. That's my view there, Ryan. I think he will eventually make his way into the team. Now, whether that be playing it right back or playing right side of their back three, because he can do that and all, because he done that for Canada at the World Cup. And aye, as I say, he looks as if he's versatile, but we'll not say that to Alec Ray, because you'll probably not believe you. There's only one guy in his mind that can play various positions, and he's not even good at one of them. So this is the thing as well. I mean, this is what you're up against. This is what you're dealing with on a day-to-day basis. And then Ange was asked last night as well about does it matter that you're 9 points ahead? And he says it's totally irrelevant. It wouldn't matter if I was 9 points behind. The game's, whatever game's the game is the game. And that's it. He says that's the game you need to prepare for. So that's the mindset we're dealing with here, mate. This is the mindset of our manager.
Yep.
You know, they don't feel pressure the way other teams buckle. We've proved that. They don't feel the pressure the way other teams lack heart and desire and hunger, as it's been well quoted. We don't have a manager coming out after a game and saying the other team are light years or like layers ahead of us. Why in it? Why? Oh, honest to God, why in God's earth would you say that? It's just unbelievable. I'm dying not to push my frillies here actually when you're putting that photo up, but I've nearly fell off my chair twice, because that's the face he had on last night when he was actually saying that, what he was saying in terms of the other team. He's not even calling us the other team now, he's calling us with our name.
He's full of this.
Yes, absolutely. Take 5 a day you'll think you're the best team ever. That's a pre-match. That's part of the pre-match meal, mate. That's part of their pre-match meal, part of the setup and stuff. But no, as I said, that's what you're dealing with, and that as a manager coming out and doing that, mate. In my opinion, you can't do that because you're then piling on pressure to your team, and possibly a bit of naivety because he's a new manager. He's not really been a manager for too long, and there's maybe a bit of naivety there. But with Ange, mate, Ange doesn't. No chance he's going to drag him into mind games. I mean, remember Pedro Caixinha's fucking one of his first pressers going into the derby, and what was it he says to the boy at the presser? He says, "Is there any chance we can get Brendan on FaceTime to discuss Scottish football and obviously the meaning of the fixture alone?" And then he's out with Strathmore bottles and fucking Volvic bottles talking about team tactics on a. I mean, come on, who does this? I was just like that at the time. Who is this guy? Like who is this guy? But as I say, Ryan, Ange doesn't like that. He's no that type of guy to do anything like that. He'll never disrespect an opponent. He'll never, put an opponent down. He always respects every opponent. He treats every game the same. We prepare the same way for every single game under him, and obviously that's how he operates as a manager, right? So I don't think there's going to be any change all of a sudden on Monday. But the Pedro Caixinha thing was an absolute belter. That was one of the best things I've ever saw. Can we get Brendan on FaceTime? I never saw the press's faces. But watching that press conference, mate, I nearly fell off my couch. I had to put a bullet in my face, mate. I was wondering what the hell was going on. I thought I was caught in a Twilight Zone.
For me, I just see even some of the stuff Gerrard said. You've played at a high level, and you're just. But I don't know if they try and pander to the fans to try and make them like them before they fail. I know Gerrard won the league and he's top to 10, but he won one trophy.
Mm-hmm.
How can you call him a success because you stopped? Just because you stopped at 10? It's brilliant and it was magical, brilliant. But they put everything into that season and you've left them again in their debt. Fans not happy with the style of play now and all that. And just, according to Michael, see what I've seen from Michael Beale, right? Like I said before, JP, I know what I talk too much because that'll be more for the Morris podcast for the pre-match game. I'm there. I just don't know some of the context of some of the words. It's like we all the brown bros and we'll get the suits back and we'll get this. It's like it's to get the fans. Oh yes, fucking brilliant, yes. But who gives a fuck about brown bros? It's what you do in the park.
Have they worn a suit yet?
I don't know.
Or was it the fact that Morelos went to Slater's for a fitting and they just get denied access or something like that? Was that not the?
It was. I heard he was in fucking Five Guys before it.
Aye.
But again, I've talked about it over the pre-match, mate. But
just he's selling, or he got it shut after the public so he could try every burger in house.
I just don't know some of the things they come out with. It's not just been one manager. I think the only one that's actually been all right was probably Warburton. He actually spoke tactics in the way Warburton had a way of playing, but they sacked him before he could even get his way of playing.
Mm-hmm.
So, but again, let me cop some comments, mate. Sorry for YouTube.
I was just going to come to one of them there. That's the one I was just about to put up myself.
19 league games, but yet with a striker crisis. Aye, Pat, if you go for the media, mate, I know us as fans, mate, and we'll probably held us on this talking about his missing chances, but we're still getting goals for other aspects of the game. So obviously as a striker, JP, know yourself, they should be scoring the goals. But At Celtic, you've got other guys scoring the goals for you. Defenders, fucking Taylor's popped up with a few. Your midfield scoring. So you've got goals for every avenue. 61 goals in just about the halfway stage is fucking frightening. I know the game against United 9-0 game and the game against Rangers, that's 10 goals basically.
Top form the last two as well.
So that's like 14, 13 goals basically right away in the two games. So, but like you say, mate, it's that game's at the way now last night as well, mate. I know we spoke about him personally, kind of after the podcast and stuff, but I thought Burnley done well last night when he came on. I rate him quite highly for what I've seen from him. He's never really anything really bad when he's played. I thought the intensity of the game's a bit better when he came on. I don't know if obviously again you're still playing a lot of football in the game, so it's easy to get tired in the game. I know you're free flowing, nothing up, etc., but still get tired playing against at the top level. But I thought he done really well, and I think maybe next year again, it's still Greg Taylor's left back position to lose. But if Greg Taylor is injured or he can't play Monday or next week, you know you've got an able debut to come in. He's more probably attacking than he is defensive wise. Maybe defensive go to brush up in his game, but if you've got Starfelt and Vickers to cover you, it gives that allowance for you to actually go forward, knowing that they're going to cover you and somebody in midfield is going to cover, because that's the way we work. If he's away up, then McGregor or whoever's in midfield is going to come in and cover. So I thought he done well when he came on. You can't really judge a guy on 15, 20 minutes here and there, but anything I've seen for Bernabeu, he's quick, he's actually okay in the air as well for a wee guy. His delivery is very good. I think he's what we speak about. He hits the ball with pace. He doesn't do the wee fancy flicks and tricks and wee dips in the box. He just gets the ball across, and that's what I like about him. So if he was to play Monday, if Taylor is injured or he can't play, or it's any game in the season, I've no qualms about Burnley playing.
No, neither have I, mate. If Greg Taylor's not going to make the game, then I don't have any. I'm the same as you. I don't have any worries with Bernabeu coming in. I think he's very direct. He's a speed machine, man. A wee man's a whippet. He carries the ball very well and he's very comfortable on the ball. He showed a different side to him last night, coming inside again, passing the ball with his right foot. I've not seen that from him yet. That was the first time I'd seen that. And his pass for the ball through to Giakoumakis, that was tremendous.
Yep.
Right through the gap. And I think we actually nearly scored off it. But it was Riley nearly scored with. There's a wee comment here for Patrick again. Just saying that they'll probably try an aggressive approach on Monday and kick us off the park from the first whistle. I think he will have them pumped up better than GVB could. To be honest with you, Patrick, it shouldn't take a manager to get you up for that fixture, mate, in all honesty. If you know the club that you're playing for and you know all the ins and outs and what goes with that club you're playing for, especially with the two Glasgow divide, that should be enough for you, mate. You shouldn't need a manager to spur you on for a certain fixture. And if you do, then you're not approaching football in the right manner. Because if you can't get up, it's the same as getting up for a Ross County fixture or Raith Rovers if you vote them in the cup, or Green Up Morton or Celtic or drew them in the cup. You need to be up for every game when you play for that with that club. Those two Glasgow teams are obviously the biggest in Scotland. If you're not up for that game, there is an issue. There's a serious issue. Yep. And you need to ask yourself and look yourself in the mirror and say, why do I need to just need a manager to talk to me, to make me up for this? Why would you need to have a look deep within in order to find about yourself, to find why you need a certain type of manager to get you up for that. I think Gio probably he had a lot of experience as a player, played at the top level, won big trophies. Again, you would look at that guy and you would be probably annoy him because of what he done in football as a player. Playing with Holland, decent Holland team as well he played with. Like I say, if a specific manager can't get you up for that, and it takes a guy to talk to the press just to say one wee word for you to be spurred on, in my opinion, mate, that you're in the ring, you're sort of in the ring industry. I don't know what you think of that, Ryan, but that was just my thoughts there, mate, in terms of...
Oh, mate, I totally agree with you. If you're not up for any game with Celtic Rangers, you shouldn't be there. Yeah, like you says, especially with Celtic, obviously Celtic fans, you're not just playing for your teammates, you're playing for a cause. It's a club, it's an establishment, it's a big club you're playing for. It's a full thing. It's a community, it's fans around the world. That's the thing. Like, the difference between Celtic and going to like play with Norwich or West Brom or teams, right? They're still big teams down south, still pay high wages, they're still good fan bases, but they're no worldwide as Celtic. There's no, again, if I'm talking about a turn, people can message in for Norwich or West Brom or whatever and say, no, we're passionate fans, etc. That's fair enough. But the amount of criticism you get at Celtic and Rangers when you don't win, like Norwich can go to Burnley in the Championship and get a draw. Good point.
That's all right.
That's all right. Good point of Burnley. Next week we're playing, I don't know, Sunderland, right? Home next week we'll get 3 points. Good win, right? If you go away to, like, it's the same in the Premier League, right? If like, Everton go to Wales and get a point, decent point. But if we Aberdeen and draw, it's fucking disaster.
Aye.
Fans are wanting.
But that comes down to the standard and stature of the club, Ryan, as well, and the following. So, in my opinion, it's night and day. As much as they, I mean, down the road, they call that a Mickey Mouse League, not up here. They can say whatever they like, right? But we know when we play the English teams, we make a better than a good account of ourselves. We probably have got the upper hand slightly without even looking at all the stats. And because many times if Celtic come up against big guns in Europe, like Man United, etc., and we've done the damage against them.
Aye.
So we have made a good account of ourselves. But there's another wee good point just regarding, but obviously this will probably be the last one I'm touching on regarding the game on Monday, because obviously tomorrow night's show will be about the game on Monday. But Tim Annan makes a good point. If Taylor is out, we might go with Juranovic at left back and Johnson at right back. That's a distinctive possibility as well. And based on experience, because Juranovic made his debut at left back in that fixture at that stadium. So that's a fair point. I never even actually thought of that, Ryan, to be honest with you.
I think that was through a curveball with their tactics, because I don't think they would expect that. I think they would expect. Obviously, we don't know if Taylor's fit or not. I know he seemed a wee bit tired or whatever yesterday. So, but we've not heard anything to say he's not playing. But if Taylor wasn't fit and he did play Juranovic at left back and John, I think it would be a curveball. And I think it would maybe be something that they've not thought about. Because I don't think they'll expect Johnson to play. Be Juranovic and Taylor, if Taylor's also fully fit. But again, that's a good point. Andrew's put a few curveballs in the past, so it wouldn't surprise me. But would I be surprised if Johnson played? Aye and no, but more aye, because I know guys have played their debuts in these games before. Totally get that, but when you've got a guy who's just come off a good World Cup and if he's fully fit, I know four
guys did well at the World Cup.
I know Johnson's the same, but the fact that we know, well, me anyway, I know more about Juranovic. I know what Juranovic can do. He's been in these games. He knows what it's all about. Johnson doesn't know much about this tie. Obviously, he's going to be told beforehand. They were probably told by McGregor, listen, this is what these games are all about. This is what you expect. This is what we can. Have you done?
He's not a daft boy. I think he knows himself, and he's probably seen the fixture on telly.
But I would be a bit surprised if Johnson played. I think the only reason I would say Johnson would play if Juranovic isn't fully fit to play 90 minutes. Then I'd rather play Johnson, who's going to be fully fit. But that's a good wee comment. Aye, definitely.
Yeah, definitely. And obviously, just come to the last bit of the pod, mate. Just obviously, like I've said before, mate, you just want to see Celtic put their foot to the flare and try and win as many games as we can and try and get this league wrapped up as quick as we can. And a win on Monday, in my opinion, Ryan, ultimately secures this league. In my opinion, I don't see a way back I don't see Celtic losing 4 or 5 games in a bounce and enough time for them to claw that back. So if we beat them on Monday, then I think obviously it's Tati Bay and Championis to us. But obviously, we'll talk more about that tomorrow night, mate. But like I say, in the last wee bit, mate, I just want to see Celtic win as many games as we can. And let's see what it takes us, mate, because obviously watching Celtic, I think one of the comments earlier on is like an adventure. And it is. It's like an adventure. It's like Ange did say at the beginning, it's like a roller coaster, and you're all going to enjoy the ride. Now, a lot of people laughed at that when he said it, but obviously we did enjoy it, and it was superb. So, I'm just looking forward to the games coming up now, mate, and long may the performances and the winning streak continue.
No, I'm the same as you, mate. I do believe that even if you draw the game on Monday, it kind of puts you in a very, very good pedestal to go and win the league. But I think if you win on Monday, it just about seals it. I'm not wanting to sit and say the league's finished because I might look stupid in a few months' time, but I can't see it happen. Inside, I'm thinking if we win on Monday, you find it very hard for Rangers to claw that back, especially if you win with decent goals as well, because the goal difference for me is an extra point.
And you've still got a transfer window and that to come as well, Ryan. So we don't know what's going to be the outcome of the final bit of the transfer window for the clubs either.
I always say in these big games, these Glasgow Derby games, that even in the season when Neil Lennon when we lost to 10, even in games but underneath Lennon in that spell, if guys like Edward turned up, if Brown turned up, Ayer, Christie, or your McGregors, if they turned up to, even just for that game, if they turned up to their best, Celtic won the game. Because they're better players than the Rangers players. I know that might sound daft because of what they've done that season, but that's just me as a fan. I think Celtic have got a better squad then, and they still have now. They've got better squad now. Definitely, in my opinion. I think there's a bit of a gulf, and I just hope that we're not talking about an arse, and they proved that again Monday. They proved it the last 2 games, 3 games, whatever it is. So I'm not expecting anything different. I know Rangers will talk more about it as we go along the morning, JP. But I always say, if Celtic turn up Monday to what they can, their best ability, no matter what Rangers turn up, Celtic win the game. If Rangers turn up to the day game and we turn up to their game, I don't care what anybody says, Rangers don't win the game. It's as simple as that. Celtic have got too much quality in the team. If Celtic turn up to what they can, but we've seen before, like the last, basically, see if Celtic turn up as it have been the last 2 games at Celtic Park.
Yeah.
Celtic will wait for the Rangers. That's just no question. They're too quick, they're too much quality. But again, that's all right, me and you saying this because we can all see what we see. It's under the post at the park. But like you said, mate, we'll talk more on tomorrow's show, which is obviously the Gold Rush show as well. JP will host tomorrow. We will have a guest on tomorrow as well. We'll announce that tomorrow as well. So that will be a very good podcast for the Gold Rush. Myself, JP and Jason will be on tomorrow, and there will be a special guest on tomorrow as well, who is currently a footballer. So that'll be interesting for you as well, guys, to tune in tomorrow. Hopefully we can
It's nice for you to steal my thunder there, considering it's my wee show.
But it's JP's show. He will explain tomorrow what the Gold Rush were all about, and obviously many details for that as well.
Well, obviously Andy Gray's beat me to it there. His wee moment there, his magical moment as I call it. But no, the Gold Rush show is obviously set up now on a Friday night, and it's just basically a predictions show for us for a bit of fun to predict what the outcome's going to be in the Scottish Premiership fixtures. Now, we have already tried to get some of the listeners, like you guys, fan engagement with it. Up till now, we seem to have been unsuccessful. I'm not sure if a lot of you know how to do it properly or what to do. We have tried to, obviously, tell you guys. We did have a technical difficulty when we did get one prediction last week. As soon as we came off this, it just all became gobbledygook, and we that's what it was like. 9 minutes. It was hilarious. But it wasn't hilarious for us, but it would have been hilarious if we were still alive and you seen the state of our faces. But I do apologise. I did apologise for that on Monday as well. So anybody that wants to get involved in our predictions league table, obviously we're a couple of weeks ahead now. because we've been doing it as our panelist sort of thing. Just get in contact with the page. Give us your details, because obviously we just get brief, like your YouTube name or your Facebook name or whatever it may be. That might not be your actual names. Some of you do come up with names, some of you don't. But anyone that wants to get involved, all you need to do is contact the page on any part of social media, whether it be Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or TikTok, because we're on all of them. And we will get you added and get you set up and ready to go. And as Ryan says there, tomorrow night is our Goal Rush show, and we'll be back on then. Just before we go, I'm putting up our Twitter names. Should any of you want to get in contact with us before the next round of fixtures, which is obviously Monday, as it's a full card for the Scottish Premier League. So I'll leave that up for another wee second, then I'm going to take it away. So anybody that wants to take a note of that can do now. And as I say, myself and Ryan are on Twitter. We're obviously on Instagram and Facebook as well. The page itself is on TikTok, and so are both me and Ryan individually as well. So we are well approachable and well you can reach out to us at any time at all. And obviously, so I'm going to, if anybody's not got that, I'm going to take that away now, just before we finish. And like I says, you can reach out to us, and you can contact us anytime. It's not just a one-off. If anybody's want to contact us about anything at all, just feel free to do so. Ryan, just before we go, mate, we have got a wee comment, mate. Somebody obviously must like me and you. From Central Scott. JP and Ryan, two top lads, two good Celtic men. Hail, hail. Massive hail to you, Central Scott. Thank you very much for watching the page. It's much appreciated. For anyone else who hasn't done already done so, please hit the subscribe button on our channel, on the Celtic Unrestricted View. Helps us to bring content to you guys. It's totally free. You don't have to pay for anything, or everything's totally free. Clicking the subscribe button and clicking the wee bell will just notify you whenever the page goes live, to let you know that my big face and Ryan's big face are on screen. Whether you're happy about that or no, tough titty, because that's just going to be the way it is. But maybe no, maybe a wee surprise in it for you big only fans. He's normally running about as well. So, and he's on the Moraways as well, as my good man there was saying earlier. So and sometimes obviously we've got a good contributor to the show in Barry as well. So we've got a good bunch, and we're a friendly bunch as well. Well, I know I can only speak for myself and that sort of that, like everybody else has got their own opinions, but that's the nature of it. We've all got their own crosses to bear, I'm afraid. But anything else you want to add tonight, Ryan?
No, just overall, mate, it was good to get a away victory in Edinburgh.
Yep.
Especially going to the game on Monday, which obviously, like you say, we'll talk tomorrow on the Goal Rush show. Looking forward to that as well. So looking forward to getting into detail about the game, and like you say, mate, hopefully get up at leader table on the Goal Rush, because I didn't have a good one last night. So I need to get my.
No, you were poor, weren't you? You were. So was I. But I've kind of just added to the kind of tally that I had. I think Jason had a good night. He got 8 points. So
I think I'll need to get the brown bros on in the shirt and look through my coupon.
Saying that, you could be worse. You could be sitting in 4 points with Barry now. So he just can't look at his phone enough to put predictions on for himself. Even when you send him what the fixtures are going to be, he still doesn't want to reply to you. So kidding on, he's busy at carnivals and stuff like that, you know. So you'll need to get that sorted. You'll need to get that. Me and Ryan will set out a wee whip run for you tonight, mate, so we can get you a wee top up for your phone. So you can message us back your predictions and get it.
He's only on his phone for Vodafone free weekends. Used to get in it.
Right, aye. Phone a friend. They've got to be on the same network as you. They can't get your messages. One of them ones. I just heard that. I actually heard he'd snapped his aerial trying to pull it out in front of everybody in the bus. One of them trigger happy phones he's got in it. It's like that size. Needs his 2 hands and his 2 boys to help him carry it. But no, that's Barry. That's a totally different podcast. That one, I think. Now, you know what I mean?
I guarantee him one morning we got a text. I hate you to.
Aye, probably. No, I wouldn't even see him on a morning. He'd probably in the next 20 minutes. I think in the next 20 minutes he'll have blocked us for every part of social media going. But no, it's been lovely chatting with you again tonight, mate.
You as well, mate.
Always good to see your smiley face, and we'll get to see it again tomorrow. And everybody else, thank you again for commenting in. And obviously letting us know your thoughts, your opinions are always welcome on here. And obviously letting us know your thoughts on the game that we've just watched last night. And if I don't get a chance to see any one of these, which I probably won't, but I'll speak to anybody else, I hope every one of you have a great new year and a great time with all your family, whatever you're deciding to do. If you're like Hugh Evans, you'll probably be sitting in a dark room with Mark McGee with no heating on and sharing a big cardigan probably that you got for Christmas. Try to eat your cold beans.
Cold beans between the two of them.
Cold beans, aye. But no, it's been a pleasure being on again, Fees, and we'll see you tomorrow night.
Hail, JP. Take
care.
Hail,
Ryan. Cheers, mate.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.